New information about God of War Ragnarok coming to PC with respect to a release time window, as well as a company that might be helping Santa Monica work on the PC port, which I actually argued a while ago that I thought the God of War Ragnarok PC port would land earlier than maybe people were expecting, mainly because of the commentary from the developers. When they brought God of War 2018 to PC, they said they had learned some new things and even changed some of the pipeline in the development of God of War Ragnarok. And I thought, well, that'll make it easier to come to PC. But something that we have noticed with PlayStation games porting to PC is that they tend to wait until after all content is done, and then that usually creates about a year or maybe a little bit longer timeline. So since Valhalla landed in the late stages of 2023, at the earliest we would probably see it is in the late stages of 2024, and it's looking like it's going to land in that hemisphere, but probably a little bit later than that, according to a leaker who's getting a lot of things right. But we also have information about a company who is potentially helping with that port. And we did already have a Horizon Forbidden West port. Gameplay of that's on Reforge Gaming if you want to see. An amazing port. And hopefully God of War lands in the same place, because God of War 2018 was so good. So we're just going to look very quickly at an Xfire article that's highlighting two things: the company that's potentially maybe working on the port, as well as the leaker and what they are saying about the timeline. So Jetpack Interactive, a Vancouver-based studio that Sony surprisingly still hasn't acquired despite its history of close collaboration with Santa Monica Studio, writes on LinkedIn that it, quote, continues to work with Sony Santa Monica on the God of War franchise. Since it's been a while since God of War PC's port became available to play on PCs, the natural conclusion is one of two things. It's helping out with God of War Ragnarok's PC port, or a modern re-release of the original God of War trilogy is in the works. Now, there's been a lot of rumors and speculation, as well as people claiming that there is likely something like that coming, some sort of a remake, some sort of a remaster. Now, PlayStation's been tweeting an awful lot about the anniversary of some of the God of Wars with blogs and footage from the original games. So seemingly maybe they're stoking those fires. We might hear something in the middle of 2024 about that. However, the timing of the God of War Ragnarok PC port comes from the same person who accurately predicted when the Ghost of Tsushima PC port would land and the day it was announced. They nailed it. If you haven't been paying attention, there is a new account on Twitter that is basically titled Silk Knight, but they've just misspelled night, and this is what Xfire has to say. In an ideal world, we'd see both. If nothing else, this route would certainly line up with Sony's plans of digging deep into its treasure trove of iconic properties. Besides, the younger generation needs to know why Kratos goes by so many names. Now, if you ask anonymous leaker Silk Knight, the God of War Ragnarok PC port is coming in early 2025. This sort of lines up with that timeline of roughly 1 year after they're done adding things to a game, you see the port come. You see it land. So they did that with Horizon Forbidden West, and then since Valhalla landed, I was thinking the winter of 2024 we would see God of War Ragnarok landing on PC, but according to this leaker, it is going to be happening early 2025, and here's more information. In a reply to a curious fan after Sony posted the winner of its latest poll asking players to vote for their favorite PlayStation game, which God of War Ragnarok won, Silk Knight said that the 2022 title's PC port isn't coming until the first quarter of 2025, but they didn't exactly rule out an earlier release, although it would be doubtful. So maybe I get my wish. I mean, I just thought a winter release, a holiday release would make sense, right? You know, the winter theme, the snow, it's cold. Ragnarok would just be perfect for a Christmas time, marketing push. However, they don't do a whole lot of marketing for their PC ports. They barely marketed Returnal. They barely marketed Ghost of Tsushima. So we'll see if they treat God of War Ragnarok any differently when it finally lands on PC. If you like these quick updates, hit subscribe, hit the bell button, and I'll see you in the next one.